Alright, that's it. You're fired. Latino. I'm gonna have some words afterwards. What is it? You're gonna have to fired. No.
I downloaded a bunch of games. I was searching through the libraries. I was looking at the Steam store. I was looking at the Steam sales. I was looking.
The notorious Nintendo fanboy just made a horrible April Fool's video playing the game Nothing on Steam, which is almost ironic that he's portraying that what PC gamers do every day and doing nothing for hours and waiting PC ports, but no. This fanboy literally plays Yakuza 0 on stream, which I'm also predicting he's gonna make a terrible video about console versus PC or quote-unquote laptop. But we're not gonna talk about the notorious Nintendo fanboy right now. We are going to talk about the most common Nintendo fanboy that we everybody know is Harmon Smith, who uploads daily and sit to his couch over 24 hours doing nothing and praising Nintendo 24/7. Like I'm not fucking joking, just look at his channel. He literally uploads daily every single day. And now we are looking to his terrible video titled "There is nothing to play on Steam. PC gaming is a joke." I feel like this Nintendo fanboy watched LDTBYT's April Fool's video and applying how PC gaming is a fucking joke and claims Nintendo is better than PC, but I felt like this is foreshadowing. Without further ado, let's get straight into this garbage video.
I have spent the last 2 days doing nothing.
Holy shit, he actually stopped promoting his shitty book that no one buys, but sadly he's still promoting his terrible books on his streams. Thanks for the heads up from this comment, by the way.
But playing games on Steam, that's right. I got my high-end gaming PC set up.
I mean, let's be honest here. You don't have a high-end gaming PC. The only thing I see from your videos is literally a gaming laptop. If you have a gaming PC, then prove yourself, because you don't.
You know, I downloaded a bunch of games. I was searching through the libraries. I was looking at the Steam store. I was looking at the Steam sales. I was looking at upcoming releases. I was sitting there for hours and hours and hours trying to find something to play on Steam. And once again, there was absolutely nothing.
I feel like you accidentally played nothing. You keep in mind, yes, the title of the game is nothing. The goal of the game is you have to do nothing. But when you do something, it's game over. Although the game itself has good reviews despite the game does nothing, kinda like resembles to the old Flash game called There Is No Game, and they expanded the game on Steam, wrong dimension. There is a lot of hidden game. There is a lot of hidden gems on Steam if you actually found one. Like if you were gonna tell everyone that PC gaming is a joke because there is no games on Steam, and you sounded like a Sony pony saying Xbox has no games because they have no exclusives.
Within 2 days, I had played basically everything I wanted to play, right? Doom Eternal, Tales of Arise, right? And that's basically it, right?
If those games had on your Steam library, you are technically lying at this point. Like, are you a Nintendo fanboy or basically a fucking clown? I mean, some videos you said that you spent a lot of time on your Nintendo Switch rather than your PC or quote-unquote laptop.
And of those two, the only one that was any good was Tales of Arise, right? So Tales of Arise is the only good game on Steam.
I mean, Tales of Arise is great, I guess. Although I feel like I'm planning to play it because I've completed an action RPG game around 2 months ago. And yes, I actually finished Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which is a great game, and it's also one of the same company we're known for their gacha games like I'm putting here on the screen right now. Like I said earlier, there's a ton of games on Steam, and some of them are upcoming games that were still in development. Indie games exist because there are many variety of games you want to play instead of genre you've always stick into.
Is my understanding of this situation. There's nothing else to play. Nothing. Steam is a complete joke.
Steam is not literally a joke. Like, there are some unexpected games that were released silently or announced silently. I was waiting a visual novel because I feel like I want to read it, but sadly it's not translated. It seems like I'm enjoying interactive fiction games because the story is intriguing and I keep playing the game to unfold the story goes. I played A Space for the Unbound, which is a great game and great story. It's like your name combined with Life is Strange, but set in rural Indonesia. If you're bored and you have nothing to play on your Steam library, just take a break and do your specific hobby that you've enjoyed before.
Doesn't have Unicorn Overlord, doesn't have Princess Peach Showtime, doesn't have another Code R or Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I have had so many good, alright games on Nintendo Switch this year, and Steam doesn't have a fraction of that.
Nintendo isn't going to port their own exclusives to PC. It's not gonna happen ever, but if they're going to do it, well, they will going to add a specific cancer from their own game like DRM to protect their games. But DRM is not a good thing anymore, and many gamers realize that it is anti-consumer and hurts the consumer's end because they paid that single game won't run the game without internet. You do realize that Unicorn Overlord is going to PC will be going to be a disaster, because if this game will be published by Sega, they will fucking put the cancer from their own game known as the Nouveau. I was so excited when Project Diva was released on PC, but I realized the game has the Nouveau, and I was so disappointed easily because DRM is not going to stop piracy. They will circumvent the game to remove the DRM because it's literally anti-consumer.
What am I going to play on this thing? Tekken 8 with its battle passes and its microtransactions and its censored female characters? No.
Tekken 8 has insane character customization. Bandai Namco released a next-gen fighting game, and the graphics are amazing. If you actually mentioned censorship, bud, then you are playing the game on PS5, which is, you don't have a PS5 because you're actually thinking the game was censored on Steam, but it's not.
I'm not gonna play Tekken 8. I have good fighting games. If I want to play Tekken, I'll just play Tekken 7. I don't need Tekken 8. Okay?
Okay, then cope harder.
If I want to play a good fighting game, I'll play Soul Calibur 2.
There are some great fighting games you'd never heard of, Harmon. Guilty Gear Strive, Melty Blood, the funny cat, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Blast Blue, not the roguelike one. If you're playing Soul Calibur 2, then why don't you play the recent one, Soul Calibur 6? Otherwise, you're never gonna play it because it's not available on your precious little Switch.
Bro, it's sad how much better Soul Calibur 2 looks, plays, and feels compared to Soul Calibur 6.
Oh, he actually said it. He doesn't like Soul Calibur 6 because it's not available on Switch and claims Soul Calibur 2 is better than the latest one.
The greatest character in any fighting game ever. You have Geralt and 2B. What a downgrade.
Do you think this is a fucking downgrade? Am I a joke to you? 2B was also appearing in every fighting game, but unlike those 3 fighting games that I mentioned earlier, 2B appears in Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising. Collaboration is almost unexpected in many ways.
Imagine going from Link, the greatest video game character of all time.
Yes, Link is the best character of all time, even though this fanboy is almost going to his browser and search Zelda NSFW stuff.
To freaking Geralt. Okay, one of the most overrated fantasy heroes in the past 20 years, okay?
The Witcher was released over 17 years ago, and it's not almost 20 years thinking Geralt is overrated. You fucking doofus.
Nobody cares about that Elric and Melibene ripoff. Nobody! Nobody likes Geralt.
Are you sure about that? There are many gamers spending their time on The Witcher 3, and it is a very grindy game, and there are tons of side quests if you want to level up stronger. This is how you think that nobody cares about The Witcher.
And it's just one of those things. It's embarrassing seeing people seriously try to prop up Steam as a viable alternative to Nintendo, because
oh my god, Steam is not equivalent to Nintendo eSub. For the love of God, what world are you living right now? Are you still in your head that Nintendo cares about you?
What's the big game everyone's talking about now? Stellar Blade? That's not coming out on PC.
I mean, let's be honest, Stellar Blade will be coming on PC within a few months or years. Like Death Stranding was released on PC within a year and it is not acquired by PlayStation themselves because that game was released on PC. Unlike PlayStation's first party exclusives was ported to PC years later.
Stellar Blade, that's not coming out on PC.
I'm not gonna repeat myself for this.
Right? Like everyone knows that these games are going to come out like on PC eventually, but the fact that you have to wait a year, like you really are just better off buying a console.
Oh my god. Console is not worth buying anymore. Like how many times that console peasants saying console is better than PC because it is way easier than PC. You have a lock hardware that cannot be customized to replace the component, and mostly you cannot disassemble your console because if you do that, your console will be banned, except for replacing NVMEs. Playing one exclusive game that isn't on my platform to spend a money for a console is worthless for your money, and mostly you are locked out from a controller that isn't compatible from your system if your DualSense Xbox controller or Pro controller broke.
Right? Unless you're like me and specifically primarily buy Nintendo games, like there is no reason to own a gaming PC.
There is a reason to own a gaming PC. 1. Better backwards compatibility than consoles. 2. It is customizable. 3. Better performance than console. Like, I never owned a console before, and I actually owned a handheld before, known as PSP. Basically, this fanboy literally fly over emulation doesn't exist, and if he mentioned about emulation, he thinks that emulation is against the law, which is completely not true.
Like, you are in for a rude awakening, boyo, because Power World doesn't live up to the hype, Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't live up to the hype, Elden Ring doesn't live up to the hype.
Those fucking games you mentioned earlier doesn't live up to the hype? Are you literally live under the rock and those games aren't popular? Those games you mentioned are amazing. I never played one of those games, but it's actually good instead of hating it. I played Armored Core 6 last year and holy shit, it is rewarding for me to finish that game. At first glance, the game is actually too hard because it is a FromSoft game. But when I learned about the game mechanics, it feels like the game is too easy if I have the correct build. Although I'm planning to play Elden Ring, but I'm still taking a break because I've finished a FromSoft game for the first time in my life, and it's actually worth it and too fun.
Like we have like new Elden Ring DLC coming out like in the next couple of months, and does anyone care?
Yes, Hyman. They actually cared about the DLC and many people hype about it, and they can't wait to play the DLC.
Is anyone talking about it? No.
Yes, they talk about it. Like, do I have to repeat what I just said earlier?
The game is a complete joke.
Fucking Christ. If you think the game is a complete joke, nobody is going to play the game unless you're the one who think about it that Elden Ring is a bad game and nobody cares about it. But in reality, Elden Ring is a good game and many people enjoyed it because it's good, unlike other AAA game releases that runs garbage at launch.
Baldur's Gate 3 is just one example of just everything wrong with PC gaming, right? It has nothing to do with like high quality video games or good graphics or good stories or like, making games that are better for adults, right? It's just something targeted towards casual gamers.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a great CRPG game, and the reason why everyone liked the game is because the gameplay is addicting and fun, and they don't care about the graphics nowadays. Console fanboys need to learn that graphics doesn't matter when it comes to video games.
What Vanillaware comes up with next. So, with that in mind, like, when you just look at like the reality of what's happening with the gaming sphere, like more and more developers, more and more superior Japanese developers are refusing to develop for PC.
Are you fucking kidding me? Japanese developers refuse to develop on PC? Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is available on PC and consoles. Bandai Namco games are available on PC. Square Enix recent game Final Fantasy XVI was planning to port the game on PC because their financial revenue was way too low. Like, not every Japanese developers will not release their game on PC. If you're thinking that every Japanese gamers will only play on console, you are completely wrong. There are Japanese VTubers playing PC games. such as Among Us, Apex Legends, Minecraft, hell, even the Exit 8, which is also a PC game, and they're playing it on PC.
Right? There's no reason to. The audience isn't there, right? They would never play a good, interesting video game.
Do I have to fucking repeat this? I'm not going to explain to you many times because you are a complete ignorant Nintendo fanboy and you don't think for a second what you're saying is true.
All they care about is like pirating their games and bragging about how much better their $2,000 gaming rigs are compared to consoles, right?
PC gamers aren't pirates. The reason why they're pirating a game is because video game company nowadays are completely greedy and they only care about the money, which is frustrating. The listed games cannot be bought anymore, which is why game preservation is a thing and piracy is not stealing games.
You know, that was the thing with Linus Tech Tips, right? Like, oh, I could build a $500 PC that is more powerful than a PlayStation 5. No, you can't.
This is the most absurd you just said in this entire video. You are a fucking ignorant Nintendo fanboy, you truly are. You know what? I'm done with this video. I really don't care about the rest of the entire video because I'm literally done with this dude who literally thinks that PC gaming is a joke and they have no games to play. I'm actually tired for finding some console fanboy salt to cover. If you listen to my voice, I'm literally almost exhausted at the beginning of the video. Even now, I'm actually stuttering right now. Anyways, this is the end of the video. I don't know, insert outro here, like, subscribe, whatever. Please don't send any hate for Harmon Smith and LDTVYT. It's really unneeded. Until next time, signing out.